So you probably clicked on this video because it was, I don't know, maybe advertised to you, you know? Ooh, advertisement. I love that word. Don't y'all just love the word advertising? You know, I think that should be the word of the day today, because that describes what goes down, what went down today, the lack of advertising. So we're just going to get into this basically right now. I'm not going to spend and waste no time. Join the Discord. But anyways, I will be followed with a video that Ancient provided to me. Thank you. To help me with this video. I'm going to use him to be the starting point of each of these topics that we're about to go over here, because it's time that we discuss certain situations, all right? Anyways, Ancient, you have the floor. Go ahead.
Thank you, Zinni, for having me on your wonderful video. I thank you for this opportunity. Let's talk about this stupid shit. Sorry for any background noise I may have, but I'm gonna try to get this as quickly as thoroughly possible. These motherfuckers are so stupid. So stupid. You want to know why? Because every single thing that they're saying makes zero sense. 0 cents when it comes to this situation. They're basically saying, oh, yeah, we said this a couple months ago, a few times, months ago. So if you didn't know, that's on you. Are you stupid? Like, there's got to be no way these people are legitimately making the argument that because they said that multiple times a few months ago, everyone was just gonna, yeah, if we don't know, it's on you. Like, what?
So, anyways, if you do not know exactly what he's referring to, well, today there was a little itty bitty discussion happening inside of the suggestions channel, inside of the Daybreak channel. Oh no, who would have guessed? Pretty much, one of the devs wanted to talk about how, you know, we wanted these servers so bad, but nobody's playing them. Well, let's go ahead and talk about why nobody's playing them. First off, we did just have this big update that involved a character, a new map, and an entirely new customization option. So you add these 3 factors and anything else like the balance changes that get thrown in there, right, into this game. Nobody is focused on the game modes that you failed to advertise. They go to say, like Ancient said, blame it on us and say that we have advertised it. It's not our fault that you're not the ones playing it. It may not be our fault. It may not be your fault that we're not playing it, but it's your fault that the servers are lacking in players because you failed to do a simple job, and that was advertise a fucking game mode. Because guess what? Could you not? Who would have guessed that everybody would have been focused on a different half of the update and not one half? That's also, and so since you want to talk about the 2 announcements that y'all made like 2 months ago, let's go ahead and humor that topic. Let's talk about that. Y'all made these things 2 months ago and then didn't talk about them again. Right? Okay, so you made them 2 months ago, didn't talk about them again, and each of the times that you brought them up, they were brushed out by something completely new. But let's talk about the first time you brought them up. Well, guess what? Nobody even really wanted them in the first place at the time. You just threw them in there, right? So you barely advertised it there. And on top of that, when you did advertise it, you threw in the 2v8. So now everybody's focused about the 2v8 and not the new game modes. So you gave them too many options already to focus about. And on top of that, so you gave them all these options to work and talk about, right? Right? Okay. So now everybody's focused on what's going to be coming in the 2v8 and not the VC, because guess what? We're going to be getting that soon. The 2v8 is something we're getting later, and a lot of people, as you could clearly see inside of the Discord, wanted it, right? Oh, and while we're talking about people inside of the Discord, let's go ahead and talk about another topic. You're talking about how we wanted it, Rico, or any of the other devs. You're trying to come at us and talk about how, oh, well, you were the guys who wanted it and none of you guys are playing it. Yeah, everybody in the Discord was the one who wanted it. Not everybody is in the fucking Discord server, and you know this, you stupid bitch. You know not everybody is inside of that Discord server. So let's go ahead and fix it. Let's go ahead and try that. And let's remake the fucking statement. Okay? Let's remake it. Because you, again, failed in game to advertise the stuff. And so due to your failure to actually advertise it inside of the game, guess what happens? Then you also still get a lack of people to play it, because now all the only people that know about it is the people in the Discord server, which I find it pretty hilarious because the people who are also in the Discord server still didn't know about it. Oh, really? You don't believe me? Well, there were people who actually went and did and figured this out. First off, No Words was in a game and literally asked people if they knew about it beforehand. He gets told by all of them that they didn't even know that the game modes were out. out until the discussion about it was being made inside of the Discord server in the suggestions channel. All right. So then we also have Milk, who went and asked other people inside of the public servers, asked them and was like, hey, do you guys know about the game modes? Did you know that they happened? And then, oh Lord, these people all say, oh, we knew like absolutely nothing about that. We didn't know that they were out. Why? I wonder why they didn't know it was out. Because of your failure to actually advertise something so simple. And you say that it's not your job to do that. Yes, it is. Because then you can't complain about a feature not getting players because you failed to advertise something and your only form of advertisement was 2 months ago. I'm pretty sure it would need a refresher by that time. So I'm just really confused. I'm really confused how y'all thinking like this. Anyways, back to Ancient. Oh wait, actually right before we get into Ancient, something I want to bring up that I forgot to mention again as well, that Nowhere stated in one of his replies back to the devs, is that not everybody is looking in the announcements channel. Not everybody reads the announcement channel. Not everyone's always clocked and locked into it too. So giving them a fucking refresher isn't so hard. God damn. Now actually back to Ancient.
Yeah, you don't want to announce that, but you got a whole button for star callers in the middle of the fucking menu that can't be used? Are you dumb? Like they didn't even have no patch notes, no announcements, nothing, no big thing that says on the game page that says like game modes update, star caller plus game modes. Nah, it just says update. And people know star caller exists. Why? Because it's the front cover. They're so dumb. And the worst part is that they don't want to admit that they're wrong. They never want to admit that they're wrong. They're so fucking childish to the point where they try to cope on everything just because they want to be right.
Exactly, just as Ancient said. And see, that was another topic that was going to be discussed in this video, but I'm glad that he managed to bring that up in his little snippet that he gave to me. So thank you, Ancient. Now let's talk about it. These developers, after this situation has fully opened and proven to my eyes that these developers cannot take being wrong for shit. There's nothing at all that you can do to make them feel like they were in the wrong unless it was blatantly obvious. All right? Y'all make mistakes. We're human. So when someone calls you out on your mistake, just learn to accept it and not do it again. So y'all will do anything, and like if y'all really think that they will do anything not to believe that they're wrong, they literally sat there and tried to justify saying that advertising it wouldn't have done anything, when that is just a false statement. There's never going to be a time where advertising doesn't do you something good. That's just false. All right. And since you are such a small game that y'all like having, which we'll get into that in a later second, not date. Since y'all love being such a little small game, it shouldn't be that hard. So advertising a feature shouldn't be that hard to get people to start doing it, right? And also, let me go ahead and talk about some of y'all people in the community, because it's time that I kind of talk about a lot of y'all too, because y'all enable this bad activity. Y'all enable this bad behavior and these stupid decisions that be made because y'all go around dick sucking them 24/7. I don't know how much they're paying you guys, but it must be a lot. It must be a lot. Maybe I gotta hop on the train too. Maybe I must hop on it, because y'all will defend anything that they do, whether it is a stupid change to doing something stupid altogether. Y'all will continue to dick suck them, and for what reason? Saying that, oh, they're developers and we can't be giving them a whole lot of stress. There's a difference between giving them a lot of stress and just telling them what they need to improve on. If they cannot take criticism, then they just need to remove the feedback and suggestion channel altogether, because that is all you're going to get in that channel. Or maybe it's not. Let's also talk about how y'all continue to have conversations day in and day out in the suggestions channel, and specifically the developers. Like, it makes absolutely no sense. Y'all refuse to be wrong. Let's go ahead and talk about Rico. You love to play victim 24/7, right? And you love to crack jokes about everything like it's funny. But weren't you the same exact developer who put the rule down that you guys need to stop having conversations in the feedback and suggestions channel? And you said the developers themselves are going to work on that. I find that a little bit fucking surprising how you not only break your rule every day, but the rules stay getting broke. Y'all fail to enforce something. Y'all have power, and I think y'all forget it too. How do you let your community run you, but not run your community at the same time? Like y'all let the community run you, and y'all run the community at the same time. It just doesn't make sense. Use your power. You have power. Enforce these rules. Stop trying to be scary. Be nice. You don't gotta be nice. Fuck all that shit. You enforce the rule. You put a rule down, and you are not enforcing it. And not only that, you're breaking it. You go around cracking all these damn jokes, trying to be funny and shit, but I don't see nobody laughing. Oh, right. I forget your yes men are laughing. Your yes men are laughing. Your Elon Musk yes men are back there behind you, just sitting there co-signing everything you do, making everything you seem like everything you do seem like it's pretty and rainbows and all that stuff. No, if you make a stupid change, expect people to call that stupid change out and be ready to be wrong if people say something. Y'all will literally have the whole community on y'all, and y'all will still stand 10 toes down that you're not wrong. And then on top of that, let's go ahead and talk about how y'all constantly dick suck each other. I get it. Your guys are friends, but at times, you just need to know when to call your friends out on stupid stuff. Whether they're doing something dumb, or if a change really is just kind of dumb, call it out. Stop being so friendly to each other. I'm not saying y'all gotta hate each other. Y'all gotta be the meanest people y'all have ever seen. But y'all should be wanting better for each other. But in wanting better for each other is not constantly being nice to them. Wanting better for your people is calling them out on shit. And y'all struggle to do that 24/7 because y'all can't take being wrong for shit. For nothing. Like, it's fucking embarrassing. I refuse to believe y'all are literally fucking adults. Y'all are fucking adults with a child mentality. You are a child inside of an adult body. You're something, but you are not grown. Y'all don't act like it. Please grow the fuck up. And on top of that, let's get into how the developer too. I know this is far from the topic, but let's get into how the developer, when they have a smart ass fucking mouth saying y'all wanted this game mode so bad, but y'all not the ones playing it. Well, guess what, smart ass? Since you're so smart, you should know better to fucking advertise. Nah? All right, smart ass bitch. Anyways, back to Ancient. Have the floor.
And you know the worst part? The worst part is probably that if anyone brings up VC servers, remember that VC servers exist? Oh, if you didn't know that, well, they exist. They exist now. But you know what? Still nobody's playing them. I wonder why. Even though apparently, according to the poll or something like that, it's the second most it's the second most wanted or something like that. Something like that. Nobody's playing it. Why? Because they didn't advertise it. They didn't advertise it. They didn't say, oh yeah, this exists. You know how easy that is? Oh, hey, this exists. But for some reason, when someone, suggested that, they're like, oh, yeah, we don't need to do that. If you didn't know that, it's on you. What? Like, what? You gotta be kidding me. But you know why? Because nobody's gonna say anything. Nobody's gonna say anything other than me and Zinni and a couple of the others that are freaking trying to, talk some sense to these people, which is a waste of time, by the way, because these motherfuckers are stupid. You know who was talking about this? Rico and Solana. Who would have guessed? The dumbest people on the dev team, just spouting the most incoherent shit that you could possibly think of. Yeah. No one else is gonna talk about it. Why? Because they're all dick suckers. They're all fucking dick suckers that they don't want to be ostracized because they talked back to the devs on something. They don't want to talk back on. They don't want to call out the devs on something stupid that they said. Why? Because they're gonna get banned.
Again, like I previously said, I also don't feel like I addressed y'all enough. So let me address y'all some more. Guys, stop. We are a community with a fucking voice. Let's fucking use it. Let's stop trying to feel whatever we feel and actually use our voice. Stop dick sucking stupid shit and stop trying to always sympathize with the developers. What we're saying is criticism. It is not made to be rude. It is not made to be any of that stuff. Y'all sitting there always catering to them and babying them lets them get to play victim with so much ease, when best believe, babes, they are not a fucking victim. There is no victimizing. There's no, you're not a victim to any situation. On top of that, let's go ahead and talk about how Rico wanted to also go ahead and talk about how we could have said things a lot nicer. We did say things nicely. We didn't say anything in a rude light. I literally went back and looked at all those messages. Nobody was saying anything rude, but guess what? I'm saying rude shit now. Now I'm not saying it nicely. We said it nicely, but for whatever reason, you thought we was just coming at you with all aggression. We weren't. We were informing you we were informing you about your smart ass little comment that you made. We were informing you about it. So let's talk about it. Y'all community, as a community, we need to actually start using my voice. I'm not talking about my community or Anxious community or really any of the other anyone who's like involved specifically with me and him, because we know that y'all, and even No Words kinda too, we already call the developers out on a daily basis. We're not scared to do it. Y'all be too scared to do it. Stop being scared to call them out on certain changes. You don't gotta go bully them. That's not what I'm saying to go do. I'm just saying simply criticize them. They need to get used to criticization. They need to get used to being criticized. I don't even know if that's a word, by the way, but they need to start getting used to being criticized on shit that they do. That's the point. That let's make a game better. All right, we're not just trying to get perfect balance in this game because it's impossible to happen, because it is an asymmetrical horror game. There's too much to balance for it to be perfectly balanced, but we still want it to be decently balanced enough to be perfectly fine when it comes to balance wise for an asymmetrical horror game. But we can't do that when you have the fucking dick suckers that going around and doing it. So exclude the fucking dick suckers. Now, any of you guys who aren't dick sucking but aren't using your voice, use your voice. You have a voice, use it. Stop silencing yourself. Stop being scared of what the community is going to do to you. Because best believe, babes, there's other people, my community, anyone else's community, that will back you up on your statement if it is factual. Trust me. Stop being scared. And nobody's going to bully you for a dumb statement. And if they do, they're just fucking retarded. I don't tell you, they're just mental. All right? So anyways, back to Ancient.
They're gonna get jumped on. They're gonna have the two arrows. They're gonna have the reaction of the two arrows pointing down. Oh, that's so detrimental to their fucking mental health. Wow. You call... Like, there's... Oh, my God. It's so infuriating that the majority of the people will never call out their bullshit. They'll never call out their bullshit because they're dick suckers to the devs. I don't know why. I really don't know why. Or what have the devs done to you? Like you made your favorite game, even though your favorite game is shit currently. So dumb, man. And I'm not done. There's more. Because remember back then, like, this goes further to like why these devs never want to be wrong. They never want to be wrong. They cope in every single way so they think that they're right when they know they're wrong, and they never want to admit it. It all started with the whole content creator situation where, you know, content creators were doing what they do, which is, you know, support the game in the the best way possible without giving money. Even though most of the content creators already buy their shit, like, yo, like, the content creators were so important to the scene of Daybreak. They do so much for the game. They put it out there. They make content on it. Bring people together for the game. You know, people talk about stuff about the game. Like, they do so much. And once I get banned, they want to say to every other content creators, oh, yeah, we don't need you.
And this just brings me into the final talking point that is necessary to be talked about here. And that is coming in to talk about us, content creation about this game as a whole. I'm not expecting to be put on a silver platter and rewarded for my efforts to help your game out. I'm not expecting that, but I would please love a lot more respect from some of y'all developers. Not Brenda, she gives us enough respect, but I feel as if y'all just treat us as if we are nothing to the scene of your game. Well, I don't know. Sometimes, whatever. Y'all treat content creators as if they are nothing to your game, as if they are not doing a lot behind the scenes to actually help your game out. We are putting in a lot of effort that is not necessary to help your game out. And we don't get at least a decent bit of respect or like some recognition. I'm not expecting skins or none of that stuff. I don't care about that. I just want you to give us more respect because we are doing a whole lot for your game. a insane a lot for your game, and a lot more, and a lot of the content creators actually buy your bundles, buy the game passes, buy like all that stuff in order to support you, so you can support the game that we enjoy making content on for everybody else. And to say that we have zero impact, or basically treat us as if we don't have an impact on your game, is just not it. We all saw what happened when Ancient got banned, right? The game's player base went down heavy, and the main reason most of them came back was because we got a lot more newer players, and Trepidation just wasn't the game for a lot of the people. But that doesn't change the fact that that did have a pretty big impact on your game for that time being, correct? As well as, let's also go ahead and talk about how we constantly continue to keep the community involved with the game. We constantly are doing anything to help this game stay alive in the boring, in its dull times, in its dry eras. Don't even get me started on the long wait for the Twisted Timelines update. Also, don't even get me started as well on this entire time waiting for the Star Eater change to come out. We have been waiting so long for this, man. We have been given so many potential release dates, and we finally, and none of them were met until the last and final dates when we finally actually got him. We had continued to keep the community involved that entire time, continuing to keep hopes up and all that stuff. We've been doing a lot for you guys. Whether that be sparking discussions about the game in certain areas, or just whatever, playing games with them, live streams. We have done a lot for y'all, and y'all treat us as if we don't do anything for you. And then I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all remember when I talked about how the developers like their game being small. Let's talk about it now, because it's time to. I have never in a million years met a developer that actually likes their game being small. They want their game to be small. Okay? So you just don't want to make money. Right? I mean, obviously you enjoy making this game, but in order to continue to make this game, you do need money in order to support the game and your well-being, right? So you getting more players equals more money, which also means equals more food on your plate, or a steady incoming balance 24/7 guaranteed. And on top of that, more funds to put towards the game with more people that come. You are guaranteed to make more money, not just through premium payouts, because you can't expect to make a living off that, but you also make a lot of money off of the bundles that people will come in, and if they choose and like this game and stay, will get. But at this rate, you wanting the game to continue to stay smaller only opens my eyes to something else. Do you only want the game smaller because you don't want certain things coming to light? Or is it that you want the game to be smaller because you're also pretty much scared that means more people to call you out on dumb shit and more obvious points for you to just be wrong? Is that the case? Or like, why would you want the game to be small? This game could thrive so much if it was just on a bigger page. I'm just saying. Only time I've ever really seen developers want a game small is if like they're a closed community or it's supposed to be like that. There's no way this game is supposed to be small. Okay, but you don't want it getting big. For what reason? Like, literally, can we get at least a valid reason as to why you don't want this game being so big? Because until we can get that, I'm just going to assume that you're scared that people are going to call you out on your bullshit. I really think that you're just scared that more people that come in, the more that you will get called out on dumb changes and all that stuff that happens. You'll get called out for doing even more stupid stuff that it doesn't revolve the game. Is that what we're scared of? Or are we just scared to be wrong? Oh, this is what we've been saying. Anyways, Ancient, you have the floor again.
Yeah, we don't need you. Yeah, you wanted to do, like, if you're acting like content creators are a valuable source, like, what? Like, oh, we don't want our game to be popular or anything. We're fine if it dies, you know? Let our games be small. You want to know the real reason why they say that? Is because if more people came into the scene, the Daybreak scene, they would get so much, they would get exposed for all the bullshit that they pulled. Yeah, they don't understand. They really don't understand. They just want to be right. They just want to be right. They don't want to be wrong. They never want to be wrong. I'm pretty sure Zinni said that multiple times. Like, they just don't want to be wrong. And they don't call out themselves. They don't call out their friends, because everyone knows that whole dev team is just a bunch of friends. They're just a bunch of friends. They're not gonna call out the shit that they do. They're not gonna call them out. They call out their friends, they don't call out themselves, and they hate when people call them out. They hate it. They hate it. Yeah, but that's all I really had to say about this whole situation. I mean, you know, the devs need to take more accountability on the shit that they do, but they don't. They won't. They won't take accountability. They won't. Yeah, we could say all we want. They're not gonna change. I'm pretty sure, because as long as they're a little friend group, they're not gonna take accountability at all, and they're gonna continue to be hated, getting called out. They're just gonna ban everyone they don't like. You know the deal, how it is, and they're not gonna hire anyone else. Yeah, Brenda's not gonna hire another coder. Why? Because if someone with a brain becomes a coder on their dev team, they're gonna see what's going on and probably either pull out or call them out on it. So either way, it's a lose-lose situation for them. All they could do is just cope and pretend that they're right when we all know they're wrong. So thank you, Zinni, for having me on your video. I'm gonna get back to work.
So there we have it. The ending, the final product. That's all that we have left. I just make this video to bring light to this and say that as a community, we need to use our fucking voice. God damn. Stop being scared to actually speak out. And for y'all dick suckers, just go ahead and run. I don't want to see y'all typing shit in the comment section. Don't type shit in the comment section, bitch. Because this isn't about you. This is about the people who are actually willing to call people out. Unlike y'all who do nothing but let them play the victim and act as if they don't do anything wrong. But okay. Anyways, we're done here. Have a nice day, all of you. And peace out.